Hello, once again, it's Josh, and it's another knitting video. Well, the purpose why I'm doing these videos is because that it's my project. The channel has two purposes. Basically, it's for my school and it's for myself, and it's because that I don't have any hobbies and whatsoever. Anyways, the thing that I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to tell you guys about what I have for my knitting project. Well, I have some concerns and things that I wanted to change about my project. It's normal for us to change our ideas over time because like maybe it's not what we're used to, or maybe it's just that we cannot do it. But anyways, right now what I have for you guys today is I'm going to make a tutorial. How do I do my project? So one of my concerns being I did not count stitches of my project. So okay, this, you know, it's ugly, but it's my first time knitting, so you can probably judge me on that. First of all, yes, if you look at it here, you can see that it's very nice. It doesn't have any problems whatsoever, only in this part. But wait a sec, it just doesn't focus, but like in this part right here. But like as you can see, first few stitches that I've done aren't that nice because I didn't check the stitches. It's really ugly. Over time, I counted the stitches and then it looked like this. Actually very important for us to count and to like monitor our stitches because it can really affect the product. Original stitches here, the original ones, like the very first ones, were actually 15 stitches. But then it gone to like 18 and then like 20 until right now it's 25. It actually increased and I did not know how I did in stitches, but it did increase and I did not like it because yeah, I know that it looks beautiful, but since it's a headband, it's too big for my head. And not saying that I have a small forehead, actually I have a really big forehead. Isn't suitable, shall I say. It doesn't look nice if you have this like huge band all over your head, unless if you will make this a scarf, then probably I would like agree to it that it will be like a kid's scarf, but not for a headband because it's too wide for a headband. So I would probably like save this, but would need to like do another one for like the final project. Actually, I'm filming this at the same day that I am going to pass my other projects, but the problem there is that I cannot possibly do that because the entire week that my teacher gave us to do my projects is just enough for me to learn how to knit, but isn't enough for me to make a project. Yes, you can make like 100 things with 1 week, but like since I am a busy person and I cannot possibly handle that much, you know, like I don't have that much time for me to knit. So yeah, I'm not saying that I don't want to do it or like I'm lazy about it, but it's just that since my schedule is really busy, not possibly do it. I guess if I can dedicate myself to 1 day of like doing this, I would probably do a better job than what this is. Actually, this isn't my first thing that I did in knitting, but my first project. I've done a few swatches, but yeah. So anyways, that's all that I wanted to do right now. Okay, so right now I'm going to teach you guys how I did it. I'm not going to show you guys the entire process because if I'm going to show you guys the entire process, it will be tiring for me and for my phone to edit, and it's because that my phone, it has very limited storage, so I cannot do, you know, like a long video whatsoever. So here I'm just going to go straight on to the tutorial. First, we need to get our yarn. We need to do a slip knot. So this is how I do the slip knot right here. There. Tighten it, then place one of your hooks into the loop. Make sure to tighten it up. That's how I do my slip knot. Now I'm going to teach you guys how I cast on. So I need to have a very long piece of the yarn. So not very long, but it's good to have a very long piece. So this is where I start, and this is my working yarn. So here, now we need to do the slip knot once again. Now this is how you cast on. This is the starting yarn right here, and this is the working yarn. So you need to put your palm like this. Place the needle in the front. The starting yarn should be here. Then wrap it around your thumb. Put your needle in the middle, and then put your working yarn here in the front. So this is how you do it. Okay, into the starting yarn, into the working yarn, then go back again, and then pull. Okay, again, I'll do that again. Into the starting yarn, into the working yarn, in back again to the starting yarn, and then pull. Now, as you can see, you are now casting on your stitches. So since this is just a very quick tutorial, I'm just going to do it speedily right here. You have already cast on your stitches. Here's the pattern. It's either one of these stitches that will go first, but the two stitches that you will need are the purl stitch and the basic knit stitch. I don't know what's the other term, but those are the two stitches that you needed to use. So you need to alternate those two stitches until you can go here, and then go back again until you reach your desired length. So this is the pattern that you should do. So first, do the knit stitch. So the knit stitch goes to the back, connects, then your yarn over, then pull it, then out, then pull that so that you can tighten it, and that is your first knit stitch. Now after you do the knit stitch, if you are going to use the knit stitch first, then pull the yarn to the front and then do the purl stitch, which is the front version of the knit stitch. So the front, now yarn over and then pull it out. There you go. Now you have a purl stitch. Now do a knit stitch again. So when you're going to do a knit stitch, you need to put your yarn back and then do the stitch. So there, then out, and make sure that you will tighten it so that it won't go very loose. And then now that you've done your knit stitch, back to the purl stitch, put your yarn to the front again, push in the needle, push in the needle to the front, yarn over, push it back, under and over, tighten it up a bit, and then there's our purl stitch. Then go back to the knit stitch. If you guys are starting with the starting off, obviously it's going to be very stiff, but once you go to the second to the third rows, it's going to be a little bit loose. It will be much more easier for you to go in and out and over to pull through the stuff. Okay, now that we have reached the end, so the end, second to the last stitch is a purl stitch. Okay, and then the last is the knit stitch. So I'm going to do a knit stitch right here, then go back. Okay, make sure you count all of the stitches just like what I have said. So 1 2 3 4 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 stitches. Since we have ended off with a knit stitch, right now we're going to do a purl stitch. After the purl stitch, you can go to the knit stitch and then purl stitch. Second to the last is the knit stitch, and then the last one is a purl stitch. So we're going to end off with that, and then to turn back again. Since we have ended off with a purl stitch, right now we're going to do a knit stitch. We need to always count and make sure that we have the exact same number of stitches that we had before. So first we have 9 stitches. So do we still have 9 stitches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we still have 9 stitches here. If we're going to do a knit stitch but we're going to use these, then we're going to increase, which is bad because it will just go into this trapezoid shape, and then it will just go and increase and increase and increase, and it will not look good. So we're going back to a knit stitch, and then we just need to go all the way until we can reach the desired length that we want. I ain't scared of dogs anymore. I ain't scared of dogs. The project now is already enough to fit my head. This is where I started, this is where I ended. I did not count how much stitches I done to this project because I am not consistent. But what I know is that I just used 15 stitches here all the way through until it just fits my head. I'm going to try to sew them together, but I don't have any needles with me, so I just have this crochet hook that I have with me right now. That's why we need to have excess yarn sticking over so that we can use it to sew both sides together. So we need to squish it like this and then make an S. Make an S like so. We're going to sew it one yarn at a time, so let's first do this.
So while editing this, I just noticed that I did not explain thoroughly about the part where I was going to sew both ends together. So you already knew how it looked like when I'm going to sew both sides together facing each other. So you just need to pass through the hook into like this S pattern, and then you need to pull the yarn through the entire S pattern until you completely lock it in place, and hopefully it doesn't move or whatever, as long as it's tight and it doesn't move around.
So I already tried to tighten it off already, and let's just tie it together. Just make sure that it won't come off. Now let's just try to cut it. I just cut it already. I just used the nail cutter because I don't have any scissors whatsoever, and I'm just going to try to hide it. There it is. Yeah. Ouch. Look at it. Yay, it's done. So it's done now, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.